and chill. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today, I think we might finish up this little kit, Poppy Field by Peggy Collins. It has been a fun little kit, and I just realized I missed a couple earlier. This has worked up really fast, although I've kind of been concentrating on it other than my big kit for a couple of days because, well, I haven't diamond painted a lot in the last couple of days, but last night and today I got probably 3/4 from, I think, over here to over here. So we've been working on it. So I just wanted to take some time, kind of talk through my plans for the next month, because we're here at the end of the month. I know I'm not even close to getting the big Peggy Collins stained glass, French Bulldog stained glass is still in its infancy. I've got two full roll. I'll show it to you at the end, but I've got two full rows done, and so that's kind of nice, but it is taking me quite a bit longer than my normal pace for diamond painting, because I'm used to doing circle or rounds. I guess they're circles too, but we call them rounds. I'm used to doing the rounds, and so the squares, this is my first, that was my first really big one of squares. I've done a couple small, like 30 by 40s. Well, one was a 30 by 30, and one was a 30 by 40 that I've done so far on squares. And then I started on this one. I'm like, holy smokes. And it's really been fun. I'm learning I do like them. I love the way it looks. I love the sheen and the shine and all that good stuff on it. So I'm glad I have a lot of square paintings that I need to do. So that's kind of a good thing that I'm liking it, because I was like, oh, what am I going to do if I don't like doing this, because I have so many. So that being said, I'm not worried about that end of it anymore, but I do have quite a bit of stuff going on here. I think those are all diamonds. So I wanted to just finish this up with you guys and get a chance to talk. It's been kind of crazy. I've got a couple more weeks till unemployment's over, and I've been working really hard at finding a job, and it's just been a little on the scary side, because there's just, I mean, there's jobs that are out there and you apply for them, especially when you do them online, and it says 100 people have already applied to this job, and then you're like, do I even bother? I do, but it ends up being, you know, it's kind of iffy. So my plan is to keep applying until the last week, and then I'll go to a temp service. I would do a temp service before that, but it's really complicates unemployment. If you do a temp service and then you start getting paid, then they start deducting, and it can become a really, you got to tell them how much you made every week, and then they deduct that from what you would make, and then it really, I don't know, I had so many interruptions in the beginning because I got a job, and then that job didn't work out to be what I thought it was going to be, and so it took a long time to get everything back. So I thought, I'm just going to work at finding a job, and if I don't get one right away, then I'll just go to a temp service or two and sign up and get work that way. And so that's what I'm working on. I already know where I'm going to go, and I'm actually in their system from a few years ago. So I'm not too terribly concerned. I mean, I'm concerned in that everything comes out right, but I'm not that concerned that there won't be work that jobs that people are looking to get filled. And sometimes people feel better about trying you out for a little while before they actually make an offer. So it's a good way to be able to do that. I have gotten jobs before because of going through a temp service. So I'm comfortable with that. For years, back in my nanny days, I used agencies, and I loved being out of work when I was a nanny because I could literally call in the agency and tell them I was available, and I would have jobs. You know, I never had to worry about it. You know, if I was signed up to work, I almost always had a job. So that's just the way that worked. But agencies aren't so common anymore. I mean, I thought about it. I could go back to doing childcare, but right now I don't have my certification for CPR and all that. It isn't up to date. So that would cost me money to go and have to get all that stuff done right now, which I don't really have the money to do that right now, nor do I think that that's the route to go this time. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as new things in the news. I've actually, really, I needed some time off. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but I've been searching for work and then enjoying the little bit of time that I have off. You know, it's not like something that happens all the time. And so why not, you know, take your time to look for the right job while you've got the ability to do so. So that's been really good. I am, what was I going to say? I came up with some ideas for videos in the next month. So I am going to still be doing the square diamond painting by Peggy Collins. So that's going to stretch into next month. So if you were unable to jump on the bandwagon, nobody really did. I mean, I'm a small channel and I have a very small group, and most of the people in my group currently, other than a few that have joined from the diamond painting community, are friends of mine that just joined, I think, to be supportive. And honestly, they don't do diamond art. So until it grows, it's probably not going to be a big thing. I'm probably not going to do a bunch of these kind of things. But if you would like to join the group, there is a link to it at the top of my YouTube channel. So if you are interested in joining the group, please feel free to do so. My only rule is no politics and be kind. I guess that's 2 rules. Because it's not that type of a group, right? So we want to keep it in line with what we are doing. So, yeah, please join if you'd like to. Let's see, what else? And so if you if you would like to do the Peggy Collins through March, get yourself a Peggy Collins kit and join. If you just have kits that you're working on and you want a place to show what you've been working on, please show me. I'd love to see it. And I'm sure the other people in the group would as well. It's always amazing. We all have such different tastes and whatnot. But seeing what other people are doing is kind of a good one of those things in diamond painting that I think we all enjoy, seeing what other people are working on. And okay, so I wanted to talk about this painting in particular. So one of the things that has me that I've I accidentally put down the wrong color in a thing a little, and I had to take them out. But while I was doing that, it was these 2 colors, 780 and 782. And somehow I had gotten the wrong one out and I was working on the wrong color. I think I got it out to work on one thing and then I started working on the other. I'm not sure how I actually did that. But then I was down to, like, look at the 780 one, there's still plenty. But this one, look how many are left. I finished this color. There aren't any more, but there are literally 10 drills left, maybe. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 drills in here. And I went looking through my extras because I thought I was going to run out because I still had the ones over here to do. And so I went looking for them, and I have 2 little baggies. One has this much, and one has just this much. So it's a popular color that they don't give you a lot of because those are extras from another kit. And I think probably 2 different kits. But, so it's kind of funny to me. I'm like, oh my goodness. I was a little bit afraid that I was going to run out. And thankfully, I don't think I will because I have those extras. So if I end up needing a few extra, I've got just a few extras. This is why it's important to save your drills. Because yes, I could call Diamond Art Club or reach out to Diamond Art Club and they would send me another bag for running out. But that takes time too. And when you're this close to the end of a painting and you run out, then it's like, it holds you up. Because it takes a good... Excuse me. Let me get a drink here. Sorry about that. It takes a little bit of time for them to get them to you. And they're really fast, honestly, for the situation. They really do get them out to you as fast as they can. But it takes time. You know, it's in the mail. And so there's going to be, you know, some lag time in there. And when you're this close to finishing something, having to wait for a color is kind of frustrating. But I found that there's a couple colors in here that are really screeching it close. I wish that they would add automatic to every color. I think they say they do 10%, but I really think they need to do 20. A lot of the kits that I buy, the budget kits I buy, they give 30% extra. They say so right, you know, there because they know there's a couple things. It's not necessarily that you would run out because they don't put enough in there. Sometimes if you get some trash drills, then it's because you're picking out the ones that really aren't going to look nice on your painting. So that has to be taken into consideration too, right? So I love Diamond Art Club, but that is my one of the things that it has been a little in the kits that I've done. There's usually at least 1 or 2 colors where it's cutting it really, really close, if not running out. I've had 2 paintings now where I've run out of colors, and I've only done, I guess I'm on 3 and 4. Well, let's see, I did Bird of Joy, the, what was that, the succulent, the small little succulent one, potted succulent, and then that one and this one. Those are the ones I've done so far. And then I've done the Christmas minis this year, from this year, the mini dazzles. Those are what I've done so far. Oh, and actually I've done 6, because then also I'm Not Fat, I'm Fluffy, and Blitzen. So those are the ones I've done. And Frosty the Snowman. So I've actually done quite a few. So I was playing around with my computer. I built a spreadsheet on all my Diamond Art Club kits, and I have a lot of Peggy Collins work because I really love it, and I didn't realize how much I loved it till I clicked on her name to bring them all into one place so I could see them, because I entered them as I came across them in my thing. Do you want to know how many Peggy Collins kits I have? 12. I've done 2. This one, or 3. Of the 12, there's 3. This one, the Bird of Joy, and the dog that I'm working on now. Is that crazy? So what I thought I would do is, in one of my videos here shortly, I'm going to do a video with all of the Peggy Collins kits that I have, because I think it's really fun. That in the beginning I didn't know I really didn't realize what I was doing. I didn't even realize I had so many. I knew that I had several of hers, but I didn't realize how many. And then the last one I purchased was, I think it's Petunia, a cat named Petunia. I saw it came back. It had been, they, um, I had kept seeing it, and then it disappeared for a while, and then it came back into stock, and I'm like, okay, I kind of need that. And it was during the time, it came out when a bunch of people have been complaining about all the cats, and I kind of laugh because, everybody has different tastes, and there wouldn't be so many, and if there wasn't such a high demand for them. A lot of people love cats, and I do. So I've got this dilemma. So I'm thinking, I found this puppy. Oh my gosh, you guys, this puppy was so cute. I mean, so cute, and I wanted it so bad. And I saw the ad. It had only been up for a day, just one day, and it was the cutest puppy. I know that's why she was gone fast. She was a year-old puppy. She was a little Chihuahua. She was adorable. She looked like a little deer, or a little fox. She had a long hair one, and she had these long legs. She was tiny, but she had these long legs, and she was just so cute. And apparently I didn't get to them fast enough because they never called me. So I saw something. I'm kind of back and forth. So when I went to my doctor visit the other day, I went to my primary care doctor, and I need to get walking. I'm gaining too much weight. My diabetes is bad, and I've been working on my diet, but you know how that can go. You can do really good for days and then all of a sudden fall off the wagon and go buy a bag of chips. So I do really good most of the time, and then I just have these weak moments, and my A1C is really high right now, and it's never been this high, and so the doctor's like, well, we're gonna have to start thinking about medications, and I just don't want to go there. I don't want to go there if I don't have to. So I said, well, when I had my dog, I was much more active because I, had to get her out, and she needed a walk, and there was really no excuses. You couldn't just say, I don't feel like going out today. You just couldn't do it. Rain or shine, you were going outside. Maybe not very far when it was raining, but you were going outside. And so I mentioned to the doctor, I said, I'm kind of thinking that, getting a dog might help if I got another one because, I can't be lazy when I have a dog. There's just no way around it. And so he wrote in the notes that he sent home with me, getting a dog would be beneficial. Like literally in the dog notes, or in the notes from the doctor. So the biggest thing is that adds some other things to the rent, because they added pet rent to my apartment complex for dogs, and my other dog was not on that because when we moved in there wasn't such a thing, and so they couldn't really add it to me. But since she's passed away, if I bring in another one, I think they would add that. So since the doctor's pretty much prescribed it, I'm going to see if I can't get on and have it be a companion animal, and go from there. But the other possibility, because I've really been wanting to have a pet, and part of me wants a dog and part of me doesn't because of all that extra stuff that you've got to do. Cats are a little bit more independent. And somebody posted a picture outside where I live of a cat that they found, that they're trying to find the owner. And I'm tempted to reach out to them and say, if you don't find the owner, I would love to take it, because it's adorable. It's a little calico. It's so cute. And my thought process is, I think it was dumped. I've seen this too often. People, if you have a sign up for a week and nobody comes, it's because somebody dumped that animal. And thankfully somebody took it in. But I'm thinking, well, I could get a kitty, but that doesn't force me to get out walking, which I need to do. So, I don't know. It's just, it's hard to know what the right thing to do is. I know that I do need to get out walking, but I also know that sometimes is difficult to do too. My back lately has been so sore. Oh no, did not fall on the floor. I still haven't found the one that fell on the floor from the other kit. I don't know which one it is. What kit was it that it fell on the floor? Maybe I did find it, because I'm not seeing it from these ones. Okay, so I don't know. I need something though. That's the thing, is I need something, because I just, it's time. I don't have the birds anymore, so, and that was a hard decision to give them up, but it was the right decision with the situation that I was facing. And, but I think a kitten would be completely different, because, you know, you can, they don't have the, you know, they lay around. They terrorize you if they're kittens. My last cat I had a cat named Milo. It was a yellow kitty, and he was so sweet. But he was, when I got him, he was so nocturnal at night. He just wanted to play. We'd go to bed and he'd be attacking my hand in my sleep because he wanted to play. If I moved, all of a sudden I was getting attacked. So, but I kind of like the idea. I had somebody reach out to me when I talked about this before about getting an older cat, because excuse me, they're a little more, you know, they kind of just lay around and whatnot. But I kind of love the baby phase of animals. I do. I love that kitten phase when they're racing through the house, and I know they do damage on stuff. It happens, you know, they claw up your couch or whatnot, but I think you fix that with getting them. And my Milo didn't. He learned really quick. I bought him a nice cat tree. When I had Milo, he had a great cat tree, and he would go to town on that thing, because it had some rope on it for him to put his claws into, and it was a nice little cat tree. And I think that's, you just have to provide. What I learned when I got my first dog, and I had taken my dog to the vet, and the vet told me to keep them from doing things you don't want them to do. You got to keep that kind of stuff off the floor. My one reservation to getting a puppy is all my diamond paintings are under my bed, so they would have to be moved up into the closet, and there's just, I don't know if there's enough room. And the bins I have that are up there that are made for going under the bed are too tall to go under the bed. Otherwise, I would put the big paintings up in the closet and do the other bed. I might be able to figure it out. I don't know. What do you guys think? But I got the puppy bug bad. Really bad. But they're going to be doing some work in my apartment. And so I'm trying to refrain from doing anything until after the 6th, because I don't want to deal with, you know, that with people coming in and whatnot. And then I've got to find a job. So a cat would be a better option, because if I end up having to work outside the home, then, you know, cats are a little bit better at home than a dog, because I'd have to crate a dog, which I've never really been one to like doing, but I have learned it is a necessity. It's just what you need to do until they're way past the puppy stage. I think with Sophie, I created her, and Sophie was Australian Shepherd and Dachshund. Now, if you are a more sedentary person, or that's not the dog for you. You know, and, you know, so we spent a lot of time going to the dog park, and, you know, I'd get home from work when I worked away from the home. The last several years I worked from home, but when I didn't, when I had a job that required me to go to work, she was crated until she was 3, and I got her when she was 7 weeks old. And then I started slowly allowing her, because my dream has always been to have a dog that can greet you at the door when you get home. The problem is, the little stinkers, they do naughty things when you're gone. And so you've got to do something to make sure that they, you know, I don't own my own home. And even if I did, I wouldn't want it to destroy my home. You know, and they do bad things, you know, they're babies. You can't leave a baby unattended and expect they're not going to do some naughty things. So, my Beagle, my first dog I had on my own, I moved out, and when I moved out of the house with her, my dad said, well, because I was using the crate from the St. Bernard, and he said, you're going to want to take the crate with you. And I said, no, I don't want to crate her. He's like, you're going to want it. And I'm like, no, she'll be fine. She's good. And first week in my own apartment, and the first day I went out to work, I came home, and she had she was so smart. She pulled the cord out and then chewed the cord in half to my alarm clock, chewed up a book, and chewed the corner on my couch. I was like, oh my gosh. She was still a puppy. She was less than 6 months old at the time. And I'm like, great. And so I locked her in the bathroom the next day. To keep her from tearing stuff up or ruining the couch anymore, and she tore up the linoleum, literally trying to get out of the bathroom. She literally tore up the floor in the bathroom. I've never had a dog do that, but I have never locked one in the bathroom since either. But we used to do it all the time when I was a kid. We had dogs that we locked in the bathroom because they weren't potty trained, you know, so we would lock them in there. I learned with the dog I had before Sophie that if I have to lock them somewhere, I would put a gate across the kitchen, and then they can see everything, and they tend to be a little calmer. The bathroom tends to be, I think, kind of claustrophobic, and that's why they get so anyways, I called my dad and told him what happened. I was in tears. I don't know what to do. He's like, okay, I'll bring the crate out and I'll come out. He came out that Saturday and went in and pulled the linoleum up off the floor, and then we went to the tile store and he bought some linoleum. Fortunately, you know, bathrooms are tiny. Bought a little bit of linoleum. This wasn't quite the same pattern that they had, but it was close enough. I'm sure the apartment complex, when I moved out a couple months later, were like, wow, this wasn't the floor we had it to begin with. Put the floor down. It didn't take them very long. It took them maybe an hour. And then I had a crate. And I learned very quickly that crating, number one, they feel safer in there. They don't freak out. They, you know, that dog anyways, he would just she would just go in and go to sleep when I put her in there, because I had crated her when I was at home. And so, but I had just wanted not to have to do it, you know. Nobody wants to, I don't know, Sophie was great, but I crated her for the first 3 years. And then she was fine. I could leave her home alone and she'd just go to sleep. She was good. Max was the same way, my dog before that. I crated him for the first couple years, and then he was fine. Once they get past that puppy stage, then what you do is you slowly start trusting them and giving, you know, you leave for an hour and you let them stay out. You leave for, you know, you just slowly give them a little bit more freedom, and then before long you're not having to lock them up anymore. And that's what I did with all my dogs. So it's kind of what you got to do, you know. And have pets and you live in apartments, you kind of got to understand that you don't want to pay for that damage when you leave, because it's expensive. So, but so I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my next, I know what I'm going to do in March for Easter. I've got a couple kits that I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do an unboxing here shortly of Easter kits that I got last year after Easter, and I haven't shown them to anywhere. I bought them on clearance, and a lot of them are still available. They're not on clearance right now, but they were on clearance last year when Easter ended, or after Easter. And so I say, you know, when you're getting seasonal diamond paintings, it's really good to get them, you know, at least the budget kits, after that holiday, because they go on sale from, you know, they could have been, you know, I think one of the ones that I have was like $8 or $9. You know, when I saw it, I saw it listed the other day, and then I looked at, I think I got mine for $3.99, and they're $7.99. So you can get them for like 50 to 60% off, depending on, you know, who the company is. It's actually who it is that's actually selling it. And so that's just a key for holiday paintings. So I've got a bunch that I'm going to pull out and show, and then figure out which one to do for Easter, because I'm not going to do, you know, a ton, because I'm working on other kits. But I like to have a budget kit going. I haven't this month because I wanted to finish a Peggy Collins for my Peggy Collins month. Oh, that's a 4. There's just one of them. We're at the end of this where there's just so many little teeny tiny little spots here. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm kind of getting into a rhythm of how to do things. Things are going to change a little bit when I start my job, because obviously I won't have as much time. So, you know, there's that. I've got so many kits that I've got to get, so I'll generally have a premium. I'm not gonna be buying a bunch of kits because I've got so much to work through, but that doesn't mean I don't have unboxings to do. I have lots of unboxings to do. They're just gonna happen. I like to unbox a kit and then work on that kit. I know I showed the one Peggy Collins a few weeks ago that isn't going to be worked on just yet, but I wanted to show it because I was so excited that I got it. But for the most part, I like to unbox and then have that be the kit that I work on as my main kit for the larger kits, and then work on, if it's a if it's a square, then I want to work on a round one. If it's a round, then I want to work on a square, smaller kit, right? So just to kind of even things out and keep things interesting. And then I like to work on the minis I love the little minis, so I've got and I'm not working on like the whole mini kit. Like some people don't think of it as a finish unless they've done the entire box of those kits. I'm not that person. My minis, I want to do, like right now I'm doing butterflies, and I'm doing, I started doing those dogs. So I'm probably going to continue doing both of those. And then, both of those, and then I have the calendar that I'm working at, which I don't think I showed you guys what I've done. So I'll do a month in review so you guys see the calendar. I think everybody's pretty much seen it. It's the one, people are calling it the Hobby Lobby calendar, but I got mine on Amazon, so, and I paid a lot less than you paid at Holly. Oh my gosh, Hobby Lobby. I'm thinking Holly Hobby. I don't know why. One of my really good friends in grade school and junior high, her whole room was done in Holly Hobby when we were kids. Every time I see that or think of that, I think of her. It's kind of fun. And she finally, I think we were in 8th grade when when she got to redo her room, and she did a really good job of picking things out and stuff. But anyways, so I also bought a couple. So I was on the hunt for the bunny from Hobby Lobby this week, and I came up empty. I went to the one, I know there's another one, in another little area here, not very far, but I don't know where it is. And so I'm sure it's, apparently the bunny one has sold out everywhere. A lot of people are looking for it and can't find it. I did buy a couple of their other kits that they had. I bought a butterfly one and another one that I'll show you guys eventually when I get ready to do them. But those were really fun. So if you're interested, if you like the Hobby Lobby kits, they've got the spring wall decorations or whatever sale going on now, so they're 40% off, and there's some really cute diamond painting kits in that area where, so I wasn't going to get anything except the bunny, and then the bunny wasn't there, and I ended up getting 2 others that were, I didn't even spend $10, or maybe I spent just at $10, something like that. So to me, that wasn't being too bad, because I'm kind of on a no spend, but I can't seem to contain myself. But that was mostly what I don't want to do is buy, more great big huge canvases. That's my biggest thing. And these were pretty good size for and nice kits for not too much money. Because one was a little bigger than the other. I think one was $6 or $5, and one was, I don't know, I think I spent right around nine something. I don't think it was quite $10. And I got 2 nice ones, 40% off. So they had some really cute ones. And it did take one of the things that I had on in my wish list on Diamond Art Club when I bought this other one. It's not obviously the same, it's a different picture, but it's similar enough to the other one that I was like, oh, this will do, and I can take that other one off my wish list, and instead of spending $50, I can spend $5, So I think one was $6 and one was $4, if I remember right, or $5 something and $4 something. So it ended up being $10. Which to me was a steal, because they're already on the canvas is already ready to hang and everything. I haven't done one like that before. I have one. I have a couple kits that I bought that are kind of that way. that I got on Amazon that are already on a canvas that's mounted. That makes it much easier. Not to figure out what you're going to do when you're done. But I like finding stuff like that because you can give them as gifts and whatnot. I'm so happy about this. This, when the lights are all off, this really shines. It's really pretty. I'll turn all the lights off when we're done. So that's pretty much what's been on my brain. And I've been working on getting my house organized. I kind of got sped up, which is good, because they're going to be doing some work in my apartment. I'm like, oh great, now I got to get, I've been decluttering my kitchen. And so I had a bunch of stuff sitting in my living room that didn't really belong there, but I really needed to sort some stuff and get it out of the kitchen. And so I got a bunch of that stuff is now in a box and ready for rehoming. It's either going to get, somebody's either going to come pick it up from the Buy Nothing group, or it's going to go in to Goodwill, because I don't have any space, and so I'm trying to get it out of my house. And then they're coming on the 6th to do some work in the apartment, so I'm like, oh great, I've got to have all this cleaned up so they can come in and not think I'm a slob. But that's good because I needed some motivation. I got it all out, and then I got sidetracked, and then I got a little overwhelmed with everything. And so this morning I got up, and because I just got the notice yesterday that they're going to be doing this. So I got up and I got all of these boxes that were in the living room out to the recycle. I got the stuff that needed to go from the kitchen into a box, into one of the boxes that would have gone to recycle. And then I was able to take my craft table that I had a bunch of stuff sitting on and fold it up. I got everything off, so there's still some stuff that's out. It's not, I'm not done by any means, but I needed a break, so I decided to sit down and do some diamond painting. Figured I needed to get a video done. So I thought, well, I'll kill two birds with one stone. I'll take a break. I'll diamond paint. I'll do a video all at once. And then I'll go back to working on it, because my goal is to get the living room completely clean, including steaming the floor. I've got hardwood floors, and I need to steam it and then vacuum it, or vacuum it and steam it, that kind of, you know what I'm trying to say. And then it will be nice and clean, and anybody could come over and I wouldn't be embarrassed. I'm really glad my apartment, this where I'm living now, doesn't have the bathroom in my bedroom. I lived in one apartment years ago, two different ones actually, that I didn't realize till after I had signed the lease that the bathroom was, in order to use the bathroom at my house, you had to go into my bedroom. That is not a good setup. It's great in the middle of the night when you got to get up, but it's not good when you think about having people over and having them have to go into your bedroom to use the bathroom, because then your room has to always be clean. Well, if you don't make your bed, you know, all these kind of things. So I'm very careful now not to get, when I look at an apartment, that's one of the things. I'm like, I don't mind if there's a bathroom in the bedroom, but there's got to be a bathroom not in the bedroom. Just for You just don't want to have people in your bedroom, you know. There was this apartment that I really wanted to move to, but they changed their rate. I was looking at it and I was planning on moving there. Then of course I got sick, and so I was like, okay, I'm not going to be moving for a while. I've been wanting to move out of this place almost since I moved in. That sounds bad, but it's just, it's really small. But I've been wanting to have a place with, you know, it was a little better, a little bigger, and I missed a 310. How did I miss it? There's only a few more. I was going to cut this off. Is there, oops. Let's see, are there any more? Nope. Only got 2 colors left, people. I'm almost done. Peggy Collins, number 2. Well, because this is the second one I started. It's done before number 1. I knew it would be. And that was kind of why I decided to do another Peggy Collins as my small diamond painting this month, because I wanted to finish a Peggy Collins this month. Because now I'll work on the other one till it's done, and then I'll do other smaller budget kits. I won't do other premiums right now, but I'll do some budget kits in the next couple months, and my Easter ones are budget kits. I really wanted to get that Easter one that's on Diamond Art Club, but I don't have the money right now, and I'm on a no buy, so I'm kind of disappointed because I wanted to get it, but it'll probably sell out here by it'll, you know, sell out because Easter's here, or coming. But it was really cute. So I'm just going to do budget ones, and I'll do them in the midst of working on my Diamond Art Club one. I think that's a good way to do it. That way I'm still working on other things, because that's a square, so I'm going to need rounds to work on in between, because I think that one's going to take me a while. It's big and it squares, so I think I've learned while working on this that it's just going to take me much longer to finish a kit when it's a square, when it's one of these bigger squares. And I've got like 16 big square ones, I think is what it is, 15 or 16 of the big ones. And so I'm like, oh, that's not good. That's too many. Oh, is there going to be enough of these? I hope so. I got too many of these things. I think I had a bunch of these. There's like 5 or 6 of those in there. And the little dryer sheet things. I think they were all stuck together, and I just tossed them in because I had so much static. I was like, oh, it might need more than one anyways. These, I think it's the time of year. I think in the summer I don't have as much static in the drills. Oops. Oh, I think that's upside down. Is it? No, it wasn't. What was I thinking? So, those are my thoughts, though, on what this next couple months I'm going to do. At least one of those Easter ones. Who knows, maybe 2, depending on how I'm feeling as far as working on the square kit. Because it took me quite a long time to get 2 rows done. So we'll see. And it gets a little tedious, and then I have to change to a round just for my own sanity. Because it's amazing how fast this is. But I've got those little dog prints that I bought, that kit that I kitted up. I've got the butterflies, which is also squares. So I've got quite a bit of square stuff going on. And then the calendar is rounds. The budget kit will be round. And then working on that. So I'm putting a lot out there that I don't know, you know, what's going to get finished in a month. Sometimes things are going to be easier than others to get done. But I like this rhythm of having a budget kit going, having a premium kit going, and then working on minis and stuff in between, because those just give you, the minis are great because they give you a quick finish. You know, something gets finished, and I know some people do it where they do the whole kit. Like I said, I'm not going to do a whole kit of minis usually in a month. I did that during Christmas. I did finish that whole mini kit, that whole set of minis, the month I did the Blitzen, but I don't really want to do that. I want to savor the minis too and do them, you know, at least these other ones. I want to be able to work on them as I have time. You know, as I just get a whim to go, oh, let's work on one of these because I'm tired and I just want to get a little something done. And those little art ones, because of the glue, the type of glue that they have, they won't be something I'll do in one sitting. It'll take 2 sittings at least, just because you can't really, that glue smell, I'm not going to sit at that for 2 hours, you know. Usually, I think those take about an hour, hour and a half, depending on the kit and confetti, that kind of thing. I did it. She is done. Okay, so let's get this in here. I'm going to close this so I can get to the little switch. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that looks really good. Can you see that? Actually, let's leave this one on. Okay, that gives it a little. I love the gosh, and I taped this down. I used a little bit of Scotch tape here to tape it down because it didn't work to have my clips, so I just improvised. Let's put that there. Isn't it pretty? I love the sparkle. So there, we have finished our Peggy Collins for the month of February. Obviously, the big one that I started won't be done, but I wanted to finish, at least one finish. And so that's that. There we have it. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, all the things, you know. Really does help the channel. If you made it to the end, put a flower in emoji in there, you know, and maybe a comment, but a flower if you made it to the end. And let me know what you're working on. If you're working on a premium kit, tell me what kit it is and what company it's from. And if it's just a budget kit, say budget kit, and maybe what the picture is. Thank you for watching. Bye now.